All right, there. Happy birthday to you if your birthday is March 9th, or you've decided that this is your unbirthday and this is your reading too. It will work. I've got somebody's name, Tobias, right away before we get to the tarot cards or even what I'm going to share with you about your birthday. Some fun facts for you. I've got Tobias and I've got someone, an ancestor on the other side, whose first, middle, or last, and this is a male, begins with the letter F. They're protecting you, watching you, guiding you. They're there for you. There's an artifact that's been stolen from somebody's family. Now, this could be a piece of jewelry, or this could be whatever it is, it was passed down. It was stolen from you. Somebody's name is Tobias. I don't know if that's your name or somebody else's name, but this is just going to start to come, fast and furious. The Fast and the Furious is significant. This could be a vehicle that was given to you as an inheritance. You inherited a vehicle. All right. We'll see if I get anything else. Somebody's name is Conde Condenas. Condenas. Somebody could have been in publishing. Condenas. Conde. Somebody's last name is Lopez. All right. So somebody's last name is Rivera. Right, here we go. I've got Maria Elena. Getting some names that, of course, that are Hispanic. Yeah. All right. So I just want to show it to you, but somebody is really challenged about landing this, about grounding this, about touching it down. Somebody could play football, whatever it is, it's challenged. Somebody's trying to me, it feels like somebody's trying to shoot arrows at you and they're not landing. It's not sticking. They can't stick the landing. Somebody could be a gymnast. So you are officially sharing a cake today with some of the most legendary shakers and movers in history. So while I'm getting these cards ready for your year ahead reading, let's talk about the magic of March 9th, because this day is anything but ordinary. Not Lorraine. Okay, so did you know that on this very day in 1959, the Barbie doll made her world debut? The name Barbie could be significant. Barbie girl. All right. That's right. You share a birthday with a global icon who's had over 200 careers. And if you feel like you were destined for the stars, it's probably because Yuri Gagarin, the first human to ever travel into space, was also born on this day in 1934. You could be 34, you could be 43. You've got pioneer written all over your cosmic DNA. Somebody's got a high level commitment or one coming in soon. This could be a business arrangement for the new job, if you're looking for a new job, in less than a week. All right. And just take whatever comes. It doesn't really matter. Do whatever's fun. I almost said the end times. Please forgive me. In this day and age, just take whatever's fun. You don't have to make your life any more complicated by doing something you don't want to do or something that you feel is above your pay grade, like you're going to be working too hard for what it's worth. All right. For what it's worth. More than words. Something's more than words. All right. So here's another one. Somebody likes Star Wars. Okay. So if you're a fan of the Snyder Cut or Star Wars, you share a birthday with a multi talented Oscar Isaac. Somebody's name could be Oscar. Somebody's name could be Isaac. Somebody could have first, middle, or last initials O and or I. And for my history buffs, today is the anniversary of the day Napoleon Bonaparte married Josephine back in 1796. Somebody could be born in 1996. Somebody could be born in 1969. So talk about a day for power moves with iconic pairings. You are in elite company today. Elite model management, imagination, the imagination station could be significant. All right. So beyond the fame and the history, there's a deeper word for you today, little Pisces, March 9th, or happy unbirthday to you. As we look at your year ahead, I want you to hold on to Proverbs 9:11. So you could be born on September 11th or something about September or November. You could be September 11th or November 9th. But think about Proverbs, right? So, for through wisdom, your days will be many and years will be added to your life. Being a March 9th Pisces, you're ruled by Neptune, of course. And so you are naturally intuitive, deeply empathetic, and let's be honest, a bit of a dreamer. I love that. I've got a seventh house Pisces with the moon there. So this scripture, it's a reminder that as you navigate those deep waters this year, your wisdom is your anchor. So God isn't just giving you another year, He's adding life to your years. Don't forget that. Life is for the living. So remember that you were fearfully and wonderfully made, little Pisces, for a purpose that only you can fulfill. So, are you ready to see what the cards have to say about how that wisdom is going to manifest in your new year? Let's dive in. Somebody's a diver, somebody's gone diving, somebody dives in. Dive in. Dive in. Somebody likes to dive right into the deep end of things. All right. Not getting anything unusual about that. Just you like diving in. Some people dive into books. Some people dive into hobbies or cooking or dive right into the project, the team effort, or whatever it is that you do. Holy Spirit, holy angels. Saint Michael is with you. 911. 911. Somebody could drive or did drive a Porsche. 911. All right, let's see. That one's not bad. Somebody has a variable transmission that is giving them some problems, or the problem is the maintenance on it. If at all possible, try to drive it a little bit less, and you might see that resolve itself by the time the Mercury retrograde is over. I'm not a mechanic, and I'm not your mechanic, and I'm not there, and I don't know anything about your variable transmission. Somebody could be a mechanic. All right. The cone heads are thus significant. Somebody could be from France. Something about this last Saturday night is specific. I suppose it could be this next Saturday night, right? Somebody's from New York. Chappaquiddick. All right, let's see. I don't know what that's all about. If I get more, I'll let you know. All right, Holy Spirit, holy angels, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah, this came out before in a pre-reading that I did for you. The judgment card. Somebody stole something from you. I feel that this is like a motorcycle. It could be a motor vehicle. It could be the title to something. It doesn't have to be a motorcycle or motor vehicle, but I did get a transmission. I got a variable transmission. You could be getting a transmission about this. All right, something about that vehicle. Somebody's going to try to fight you on that, or they're going to say that I was within my legal rights to do this. This could be a relative. And I suggest no matter who it is, you take them to court over this. All right. It's better to speak your truth and challenge it in court and let them decide. All right. Because by that time, even less if let's just say that you're like, Rita, I know I'm going to lose this thing if I try this. I know what they did with my motorcycle, my car, or this title, this thing. Somebody could have a title. Yeah, but by that time, they've got to show up in court and let it go that way. All right. This is significant. There's something about a gold ring, and that's, I'm looking at this ring, and was supposed to be wearing this ring, and I actually didn't know if it was going to slip over my hands because I was doing an activity for hours and hours. Well, we were kayaking for 6 hours and had to make a decision whether we were going to take out and, do a hike to get to the other side. Okay, something about the other side. I'm going to leave that card there while I look for the rest of this. Somebody's looking for it. Somebody's looking for it, or, maybe you already know about this. The judgment card. Let's turn it over now. Something about a gold ring, but I'm not wearing it. So there's something about a gold ring and you're not wearing it. Because I'm supposed to be wearing this ring, this silver ring, but this ring I wore the other day and I took it off because it's quite heavy. Heavy is the head that wears. Somebody made a mistake. Yeah, look, bottom of the deck. What you don't know is that they're feeling it. If this was the theft of something that belongs to you, with the judgment card, they may have felt that they were within their right. And we'll see if legal cards come out here. I almost said cars. This is most definitely a car. Oh, wait. Okay, Tobias. All right, we've got Stan. Stan the man. All right, let's see. 10 of Pentacles is a challenge. This was an inheritance. This story is about something that was given to you fair and square. You inherited it from a relative. Judgment card. There's not just a spiritual inheritance here. 10 of Pentacles as the challenge. You inherited it. It was given to you. It was left for you. There could have been money exchanged to get the title sorted, or you invested money in this. And 10 of Pentacles is always, for me, the receipts card. You've got all of your receipts. All right. Somehow, it could be a family member that did this. Yeah, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. At the foundation, you could not work on something anymore, and it relates to that 10 of Pentacles inheritance or something about the downline. Whatever it was halted, or roots were pulled up, or you moved. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody just could not work on something because, obviously, I don't know if I said that at the beginning of the reading, or if I have said this in another recent reading. You will know them by their fruits. By their fruits they will be known. And this is the fruiting card. Somebody stole something from you, most definitely, and it is a physical, tangible asset, something that could be, for example, converted to money. Say, if you sold it. All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And with that devil card down there, this person's paying for. All right. So, ancestor initials F. First, middle, or last, F. R. P. No. Yes. No, I'm not sure. I'm just going to say it. P. L. All right, let's see. Yeah, there was some argument about it, and there's the title. This is definitely like a piece of property or something that has a certificate or a title. Something like, if this is a vehicle, like I know this one, if this is a vehicle, there's the title. So that's what's in question. And I'm actually not going to draw another card for that because that's the title card, and it's very significant with that pentacle right there. That's what people were fighting over, or recently there was a fight over this. We're going to continue. This is interesting. Let's see. Happy birthday. Happy unbirthday. I'm very sorry about what the criminals have done here. But I'm really getting with that judgment card right out there. Could be that you're getting justice for this. And if it is not in the legal system yet, this is the karmic justice from the spiritual. Yeah, look, at somebody's going to have to walk away, or you walked away. You have walked away. We've got the 8 of Cups. So whatever this fight is in the 5 of Wands, you walked away. All right. It almost seems like you have not challenged whatever the title or this thing is yet. And if we see attorney cards, like I said, and justice cards, we'll know. I just said injustice, and that's what I said, but it sounded like injustice. But we'll see. Somebody has contacts within the legal system or is in the legal system. Did I say military earlier? 5 of Wands. God bless the active military. All right, let's see. God bless you and protect you. Look at 4 of Pentacles. Wrenched out of your hands. Something was wrenched out of your hands. Somebody, this is like the twisting your arm to make you do it or give it up, or somehow maybe somebody twisted your arm, wrenched your hands to take something quite out of your hands, or somebody was, abusive in that way, or you discovered 5 of Wands, somebody's physical violence hiding behind their 10 of Pentacles. But remember that 10 of Pentacles is associated with the title, although the person who wrenched your hand or wrenched it out of your hands or stole it from your hand, something that you were holding on to, something that belonged to you. They're under judgment. The judgment is right on them. Not ancestors. Yeah, look at, because the High Priestess in reverse. This could be that you did not heed your intuition in the past, or they were trying to block your intuition about this. Because it is here in the surrounding environment. Somebody was trying to block your intuition about a situation. I don't even see any love here, so it's hard for me to say that this is a love relationship, or somebody's a robot or a non-player character. Robot just flew out of my mouth. Somebody's into doing some weird rituals. Okay, let's see. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. High Priestess in reverse, trying to control your intuition by manipulating something, holding something very close to their chest. Something was stolen from you. I don't know. I'm getting this feeling somebody has your clothing or something, or maybe they think they do. Because with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Cups, you walk away, somebody holds on tightly to some clothing or something. They may not recognize that you didn't actually wear that clothing or you had no strong connection to it. You're going to want to watch, if you haven't already, my voodoo doll omen and object video. I will link it below. Because again, this is just like somebody can only try to work on you or do something like this or pay somebody to do something like that if they suspect that your intuition is blocked. But I have a feeling here with that 8 of Cups, your intuition was never blocked. You knew what they were going to do. Maybe you were suspecting that if you just let them go through with this, that you would just, oh, wow. Okay, that you were going to come back, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and sue them later. Let's see. Let's keep going. This one's fascinating. I'll try to pull omens for this one as well. We'll get some cards that would indicate this. Yeah. Uh-huh. Look at, there's an emperor who's been watching this and wants to make it right. This could be that you thought somebody was an emperor, but I don't usually say it that way because this is in the hopes and fears, and the emperor is in the upright. There's a man that's in your life that's going to help you. And if you don't know who this man is, he is aware of what was done to you. Let's continue. And this could be you or somebody very close to you. 10 of Pentacles, it could be that there was family involvement, yours, theirs, something here. But you have walked away from whatever this is. Craters of the Moon, Idaho is significant. National parks are significant. Yeah, look at that. 3 of Wands in reverse. So whatever it was, you knew it was right there for you. There was an opportunity for you. And this is the snatching it away card to me. Somebody took some 5 of Wands action to snatch it away from you. And it does reflect, it's almost like as if to add insult to injury, somebody then steals your car or steals your rings or steals the title to something and says, hey, to the emperor, I'm within my right. Somebody's about to get sued. Yeah, look, we've got a King of Wands in the upright. This could be, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be a fire sign, but this is somebody taking action. He's in the upright here. All right, that could be, we'll see if he shows up again. That could be somebody who's going to help with this or is involved in this. And, this is kind of like giving me, that King of Wands in reverse could have been the person who saw this happening or was complicit, maybe didn't get his hands dirty in it, but he's implicated in it. Let's see, he may feel like he's not guilty because both the Emperor, yeah, look at, so somebody's going to try to defend themselves from this, whatever it is. Either you're going to defend your position or they're going to defend their position. But this is almost the indefensible at this point because this is about something that was stolen, an opportunity, a person, whatever. Like I said, I don't see love here yet. I don't even see a chariot here yet. So it could have been a position, it could have been at work as it relates to all these pentacles, right? Somebody's knows it's coming. Somebody knows that this justice is coming. Holy Spirit, let's give it another shuffle. Holy Spirit, holy angels, what's coming? Well, oh God, look. Well, somebody's not in agreement. There could be a divorce or a division of assets, and somehow your asset could be. I'm not sure. That's just, I'm trying to listen on the other. I'm trying to listen. Yeah, there could be a divorce that's associated with this, or maybe you inherited this in a divorce, but I feel like this was ancestral. It was given to you. Maybe the person who gave it to you was divorced. It's family. I keep wanting to say heirloom, the initials H is oh, I was going to say is insignificant. There's an insignificant H that is involved. Hanson Roberts, the initials H and R are significant, but look at that theft right there. That's also the forgery card for me. The 5 and the 7 of swords are going to be forgery, document manipulation. I mean, look at it. Like if you ever wanted some certificate of authenticity or some certificate of ownership, I mean, this is a pink slip right here. This is about a vehicle. Okay, let's see if we can get more. Holy Spirit, holy angels, there it is. Okay, you saw where it flew. That's why I like this perspective. I'm also using it so that not only can you see a little bit more, but in case I, plop out a card that's got something that, could offend. I don't really have cards like that, but, just in case. Yeah, There is the Queen of Wands reverse. There's a married couple that was in on this, and maybe the King of Wands in reverse that we saw there in the deck was married to this person, but this person is the challenge to, this might even be the person that's trying to be defensive. There could be a woman fire sign involved or the wife of a fire sign. I'm just going to take, the genders as I see them. I'm not going to overcomplicate this. You guys know what to do. That's a woman. There's either women or men here, ain't nothing in between. Somebody's in between something. Somebody's trying to figure this out. How do I defend this? Or I can't defend you, but you're not showing up here. Do you see any other people? No, unless you are in your emperor energy, male or female. Although we don't have an empress, we have a high priestess that maybe they thought that you weren't as intuitive as you are. And again, flies over here. And we've got the Three of Wands. This deck should not have Three of Wands. This is supposed to be my single deck. And we have two. I have somehow, by mistake, got Three of Wands in here. This was a mistake. Somebody made a big-ass mistake. This Queen of Wands in reverse could be highly significant. She could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or something significant about Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius season. We do have that King of, and now he's hiding from me. So there's somebody hiding from you. He was in the upright. Just because you're in the upright doesn't mean that you're not a coward too, because that's unbelievable here. I cannot believe that this is happening, but I actually have two of these cards in here. I've got the Three of Wands. So this was supposed to be in the reverse, right? The initial R is significant reverse, right? RR. HRH. Okay, Her Royal Highness. We've got the Three of Wands. You could be royalty. You don't even know that. You could be nobility and you don't know that. Maybe you'll find out, maybe the certificate of authenticity or title for some of you is actually a title or something that you don't even know. Don't give your DNA away to anybody. Somebody's initials could be DN or A. First, middle, or last. Okay, so it was the Queen of Wands who took an operation. This was like a whole operation. This was like somebody's mission impossible was to jack you up and steal something from you. Although I think the stealing was the insult to the injury. This was assault on the wound. You know what I mean? Trying to hurt you more than what they thought you were hurt. Because she is being challenged by that same Three of Wands where I said that somebody stole an opportunity out. My finger. There were times that I was actually, I had gloves on and everything, but my fingernails at different times, like I had somebody distracting me, making me laugh, and I was like, I can't do this, like I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. But if I, I really felt that. Okay. That was 6 miles, paddling. Somebody's up shit creek without a paddle, and it has to do with this Queen of Wands in reverse. And I'm going to involve that King of Wands unless he is the one who's now Four of Wands and reversed her. But she's the one that wanted to make sure that your ships didn't come in or maybe you were shipping a vehicle or something was being shipped to you where you were. Or this could be she didn't want your ships to come in, but now she's challenged because they are. All right, let's see. I don't know. Very few people coming out here, so people are trying to hide. Somebody's trying to hide. There's a warrant out for somebody's arrest. Okay. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, could you direct this? Somebody's a director. Somebody uses CapCut. Somebody's cap. Okay, so we've got Five of Cups in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. See, that's her problem. This female's problem is that this could be a male and very feminine energy, but not necessarily gay, or they are gay and they're cloaking that with the female. But we got the Five of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups reversed is not sitting there crying over spilled milk. Okay, let's see. You're not moving the way that they expected you to. You don't move like other people. You don't move like other people. There is something that you do little March 9th or unbirthday people. Somebody's name could be Alice. Somebody's in Wonderland. The initials A or W, first, middle, or last. A and W root beer. Somebody likes root beer. Yeah, the problem is you're not moving. Somebody moved. You just don't move like everyone else. You are so different that they don't know what to do, whomever they are. Five of Wands, it's like you didn't even put up a fight. You just said, okay, here, take the sticks. I'm not playing this game. Thank you. All right, let's see. What's in the reverse? Oh, what's in the reverse? And then I didn't mean to say that. I'm going to take them both for that position. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Two of Swords in reverse. You literally said, all right, so here, take your little cup back. And you dumped it out and said, play your games over there because I'm not playing. And you said, I am not blind to the reality that somebody's in the military, that there is dissension among the ranks, that this is a game, but there are people that are actually getting hurt here. There's attempt to damage, defraud people here, maybe even defame, DDD, doomsday, D-Day, doomsday, D-Day. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think you just don't move the way they do. And they thought they had you. They thought that you were a high priestess in reverse, that you, male or female, that you didn't have intuition or didn't know how to use it, or they could have really thought that you were not as intuitively advanced or awakened or gifted. But you're operating in both worlds because we have the Emperor here in that position that I told you that somebody's watching, somebody's going to help you with this. There's ancestral energy with the Emperor. Could be an Aries, doesn't have to be. All right, let's see. Oof. Yeah, there was a King of Cups in reverse here. That could be the person that may have done the most work on the title or the documents or the forgery, the theft. You know, let's say you're a bunch of young people in college, obviously, and maybe sometimes you don't have vehicles or you don't own a lot. It doesn't mean that what you have isn't valuable and important to you, especially something that is ancestral. And there is this male energy. Okay, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces doesn't have to be. Just know that this is a user, an emotional manipulator, just a manipulator extraordinaire. This person tries to prey on other people's uh, sense and sensibility by coming across as very loving and nurturing and gentle and kind. This is probably the person who twisted you or wrenched you, or somebody's got an arm injury, or there's something about somebody's arm or something hurt your arm, or you know, clutching that wand there. Maybe this is a person that did something to your hand or tried to take something. Okay, and you know what? This could have left like a residual, like, okay, I had somebody try to wrench something out of my hand once, and it hurt exactly this wrist. And so I already know what exacerbates it, but I have an injury from that very moment, which is like right where I was like, oh, and you're just crazy too. And it led me to an Eight of Cups. This person could have physically injured you, like literally put their hands on you, and whether wrenched a title out of your hand or wrenched a wrench, whatever this was, when you recognize, no, you know, this is the person that says that everybody else is a manipulator, but they're the manipulator. This is the person who did this. Okay, we got a Queen of Wands in reverse. So we have fire and water here. A female, she's the counterpart to the King of Wands in the upright. He seems to not want to show. He's like, I don't want to have anything to do with this, but they would be the pair. But then there's also this King of Cups energy in reverse. So, you know, I'm not saying that I see anybody paying anybody to do anything here, but we'll check. All right. But somebody did something to you. You know, if anybody does that to you, and I don't care if you say, well, Rita and I had to fight back. Okay, good for you, you know, because if you need to protect yourself. But this could be a situation where you couldn't even protect yourself, or you were Eight of Cups. You were outnumbered in some way and you didn't have the one person that you needed to help you. And I really feel that somebody has injured you. There's something wrong with somebody's arm as it relates to this. Okay. Or like they left you with like what I'm saying, a permanent difference in your hand, a permanent injury. Like for me, it's in the finger and it's in my wrist. Okay. But trust me, I Eight of Cups it too. I got out of there and I also moved on to a Ten of Cups. Somebody is hiding in the background that they want a Ten of Cups with you. I don't know who this is because the Ten of Cups is showing up in the upright, but we don't know if this is a game or not because we've also got, there's that one card that wants to stick. Okay. Because we've got, somebody wants something to stick. Somebody's trying to do something. They want it to stick. I don't know. I'm getting kind of like that King of Cups up there. Pups. Somebody has puppies. Somebody has dogs that's associated with the King of Cups. Remember, just because the King of Cups is like a cruel bastard that hurts people, doesn't mean that it's the puppy's fault, all right? Whatever it is, there's something about dogs there. Maybe you have a dog. Maybe they have a dog. Everybody has dogs. I don't know. All right. I still can't figure out which is the card. There's something here that happens. Somebody wants something to happen to you, or they did, or they could have Eight of Cups to you and wanted to send you on a journey up the river and like leave you up shit creek without a paddle. But there was something very nefarious here because when I put it in that context, and I'm saying somebody tried to hurt you and they did put hands on you and something changed there. And I don't know, maybe that was, the title since it's before this. It could be before or after this. There's something somebody, and let me put it this way, somebody wanted to sell you upriver. Somebody could have been orchestrating for you to leave and never come back. There could have been, I'm going to go slightly woo woo here. Okay. But there could have been three women or three people trying to do this. This could be three family members and they are the cups and he is the cup. Okay. There are relatives here that were working against you, but they could be relatives of one person that was trying to work against you, or somebody stole your property or the ring or whatever, but somebody has your clothing. Okay. I'm not sure how that applies, but somebody thinks that somehow they could do something to you. Somebody's trying to hack you, like actively hack you. And you're like, okay. And now you've got all the protections in there. It's because somebody's hurt. Somebody feels like you betrayed them. But I think this is the person who put their hands on you and they're feeling betrayed. Okay. So sorry and not sorry. You understood what the mission was. Get in, do what you have to do, and get out. Somebody was getting dreams. Wow. Oh my gosh. Somebody's getting dreams, and that's what helped you with your plan of escape. Because we have the Four of Cups in reverse, and we do have the Five of Cups in reverse. So you were escaping to save your sanity because what was being offered to you was false. There was falseness in this offer to begin with. It never was correct. There was something disingenuous because Two of Cups, or I almost said Two of Cups. Yeah. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Like they didn't want you to know that they were juggling. They were keeping that hidden. And this could be in a romantic context, or it could just, you're going to have to I don't even know how to help. I feel like stretching a pizza dough, if you've ever seen that done, how it has to be very careful or holes will be poked in it. There's holes in somebody's story about this person, or they tried to say that you did something to them, but they grabbed you and hurt you. And literally, is that like for me, King of Cups in reverse, clutching that wand, somebody injured you. Somebody physically put their hands on you and you were able to get out of there before it got worse, or maybe they figured out your plan was to, that's fast. Okay, yeah, that is fast. Three of Wands is fast energy. Maybe those ships that were coming in and then immediately you're out of there, and also with that extra card that shouldn't be there. Maybe you made it to port and you're like, oh hell no, and you were like magically delicious and you were out of there. Frosted Lucky Charms, they're magically delicious. Okay, so somebody likes Lucky Charms, or you are the lucky charm that, that's why they were trying to keep you around for whatever reason, because I'm not really getting love here. I don't even see that you had affection for this person, or maybe this was a friend of yours. Yeah. And look at there's the Eight of Wands in the reverse, so going up just to come back down, or you flew up somewhere just to come back down, or you sailed out somewhere just to go back home. And that's what this Queen of Wands in reverse wanted. I mean, even though she was being evil, she did you a favor if she helped speed that shit up. All right, let's see. What's about that Four of Pentacles and the clutching energy or the holding on or the stealing energy, or you were holding on to something physical, tangible, like a certificate of authenticity or a title to a car. You were holding on to something. It was yours and it was wrenched out of your hands. Something that you were working on that you had to stop working on, potentially stopped working on. Whatever you were working on was some kind of a project. Eight of Pentacles, the 8th month could be significant. August could be significant. 88 or 1988, angel number 88. Look up 888 because I know that we're going to, have another 8 here too. 4, 5. Yeah, totally out of alignment. Yeah. Somebody's got a boneless Timu. What is that? It's not like the full couch. It's like a Chase. Somebody's name could be Chase. Chateau Marmont is significant here. Somebody's been to a chateau, knows about the chateau. Somebody has a cat. All right, somebody speaks French. Somebody's been to France. Somebody's hiding out in France. How's that going to go? All right, let's see. I don't know. Just France extradite? I don't know why I'm getting that. Somebody could be on the run. I mean, like for some of you, this could be a situation with, so there's some involvement with an intelligence operation and somebody's having to go a lot farther from home than they really wanted to. Somebody's not home. All right, clarify the Emperor upright. That could be somebody. Hang on. I almost heard it, but I didn't. I have to sometimes stop. I'm talking to you, but I'm also listening, and it's the wildest thing sometimes. Like I'm like I should have requested it out loud. I would like to hear on my left because of the way that I'm wearing this device on my head. Somebody's got a device on their head. Somebody's got a child that is in some kind of head games. Somebody's got a temporal lobe, a frontal lobe kind of injury. I'm not sure. That's giving me King Henry VIII kind of vibes. Did somebody get injured in some kind of sporting or military exercise or something, like literally fucked up the front of their brain? I hate to put it that way, but I feel like that's what somebody said. Like, are you fucked up in the brain? So somebody is like fucked up in the head, like their head is fucked up, but I have to say it exactly like that and not just say, somebody's experiencing some transient mental illness and there are some, I don't want to say it like that. I want to say somebody is literally fucked up in the head. That I have to say it that way or else it doesn't stop. No, I don't have Tourette's. All right. I really empathize with people who do. It's just kind of voodoo. Somebody wanted to do some voodoo or hoodoo. Voodoo, you do? Voodoo? Okay, so I don't know. So I'm getting the Queen of Wands is a fucking kitchen witch. So I almost said the king. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Like she doesn't really know what she's doing, but she pretends she does. This is, the Queen of Wands would be the type of person to try to impersonate. Somebody's trying to impersonate. She would be trying to impersonate a King of Cups. Like I've seen. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something about a particular, Libra that I know. And he's a weirdo. Just know this is exactly the kind of person that, everybody, suffice it to say, it's one of those things in the past, right? And you think that somebody's so harmless and what you don't know. And then when you find out it's too late, like they're out there impersonating everybody of the opposite sex. This was a male. And he had a penchant for making up all these profiles. And he wasn't just impersonating grown women, he was impersonating very young women. Okay, by the time I started analyzing you've analyzed somebody's hard drive needs to be analyzed. They could be caught already, but that's like the kind of mental illness I'm talking about. Somebody's got some special mental illnesses. We've got the 7 of Cups in reverse. this emperor has seen through this illusion. Or there's an emperor out there, if you're single, that it's like seeing people coming at you and stealing from you and hurting you while you're non reactive, just protecting yourself, trying to ensure that you don't get, you've done everything to protect yourself. That's all you could do until it was safe, right? And I'm surprised we don't see the chariot out here. And if it's about a vehicle, you do not have this vehicle in your possession. You don't have it back yet. Okay, so there's a man. Now, this could be somebody who's like a senator. This is somebody who could be a mayor. It depends on the people that you know. This could be a governor. There's somebody that's at a very high level. And remember, take it as it resonates and where it fits. Okay, because for some of you, this is a manager at CVS for you who's helping you through a situation. And I see it very fair here. That this is a person who's observing, because if you notice, we don't have the justice card. It's all spiritual at this moment. We don't have the chariot. We don't have something tangible returned to you. All right, let's see. We don't have the justice card. We don't see it in the court quite yet. But it's showing itself now because there's the moon. So this eclipse was significant, or you've already been doing, because again, it falls in line with that title card. You could have already been doing your research and, going to the different agencies and figure out who did what and when and how, and, getting ready to make this actionable. But there's your emperor helping you. You may know this person already. This could be somebody who's in your life already, a colleague or a friend, or that could be somebody very important to you. And if you don't know them yet, they're on their way. Help is on the way, dear. Help is on the way. Okay, so we've got the 9 to the 10 of wands in reverse. You're about to drop a burden, and you're about to drop a bomb on somebody else's life. Like, they're going to be really sorry that they ever attempted this. They already are having consequences. Look at, yeah, 2 of wands, because they made a poor choice. Somebody made a very poor choice here. Could have been between 2 things, people, differing factions, or what. But I just can't. I can't stress this enough, that there's no love here. Like, I don't see any love. So let's just say that this is about your ex or even about a family member. There's no love lost if it's a family member. You always knew that there was something up with them. You could have a family member that's mentally ill that was involved in this. But it seems like the main perp here is that Queen of Wands in reverse and that King of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Okay. So somebody made a poor decision. Somebody chose wrong. Okay. So somebody chose wrong. All right. 2 of Wands. And this information will help you throughout, the period that you've clicked on it, because I don't know when you're going to see this. Okay, so we've got the 4 of swords. So somebody feels like they're practically dead already and they can't get up, because the challenge would be to get up from the 4 of swords and move into the 5. They can't. They're already caught. This is regressing now. All right, let's see. Somebody can't get up. They're like, man, I there's no way for me to defend myself. I'm already dead. And the swords are of the mind, their words, their documents, their communications. The pen is mightier than the sword, but the pen is compared to the sword. And there we go. We got a King of Swords in reverse. Somebody lied. Somebody did something. This could even be some kind of like a corrupt attorney, a corrupt lawyer, barrister type, a corrupt politician. This could be corruption in the military. Somebody did something and they are already known. It's known. We know. And you know what's so crazy is with that moon card? Baby, they know that you know. They know that you know. Repeat after me. You know that I know. I already know what you did. It's a matter of time before I take action against you. Commit that to a piece of paper, make it your mantra. Okay. You don't make it the focus of your life until your attorneys or your governor or whoever this person is. This could be a person in the military as well. All right. Think of the Roman Empire. This could be somebody else that outranks somebody else in some way. So, like, say, if we're back to the CVS analogy, the manager, this could be a regional manager. This is somebody that outranks that person, but if you don't know them yet, you will. Okay, that time is coming for that person, and they're probably going to contact you first. All right, somebody's going to contact you, or you're going to find out about, and this is in the hidden, like what you don't know right now is that there's some people that are divorcing. And also, suffice it to say, that's news right there at the bottom of the deck. There's a small offer. Somebody's going to try to make you a small offer. Somebody's just trying to get out of a damn marriage. All right. But it doesn't even, like I said, I can't get over the fact that there's like no love here, nothing here. Look at, because even in the action that anybody could take here, we've got the Knight of Wands as a challenge. Again, I'm going to say that somebody could be um gay, not heterosexual. If you're heterosexual, etc. Yeah, look at the bottom of the deck. They're fighting something. Somebody's fighting something, and if they're not gay, there's just something wrong. Okay, there's just something wrong. Yeah, and there we go. Here comes the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this could be happening already, or it did happen, or maybe this is somebody, because I'm projecting a little bit forward, from this story. But we got the Four of Wands in reverse, so this could be somebody that you were in a high level commitment with, or that you built a home with, or that you crossed a bridge with, or maybe there's an actual drawbridge, but here we've got a situation where there was some kind of a home, some kind of a stability. This could be cohabitation, or this could be a situation where you did spend time living in a home with someone, or that was the intention. But whatever it is, we can't deny that the Knight of Wands in the challenge position never intended any of this. Maybe they just didn't intend on what they did. Somebody rebounded into something, because now we've got the Page of Pentacles as a challenge. Somebody doesn't want to tell you something, or they're going to be found out for spying on you, or that they did something to you. But again, notice the sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. Somebody did something with some documents that in some way affected you, and the trajectory, or even the location of where an asset that belongs to you is. But the problem is that there's a certification, a certification, certification containers are significant. Somebody's trying to keep it contained, but I'm talking about certificate of authenticity, and also a certificate of ownership, like a title, something that belongs to you, whether that's a physical title, or like it's been recorded. Like, let's just say, okay, like when I inherited something, it was given to me. So my mother, had to transfer the title and do this, and then we transferred it to me, and money was exchanged when the title was transferred. That's what I'm talking about. Chain of title, chain of command. Somebody like jumped ahead of the chain of command, or used it. Look at, and again, is that, did I see that at the bottom of the deck, or do I have another? I'm going to have to check this deck. Somebody's going to have to check their dick by the time they're done. Somebody's going to have to cram it right up their ass. So we've got the Three of Cups. This was three people. There were multiple people here, at least three, and they are associated with the King of Cups in reverse. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be. That could be their moon, sun, rising, significant placement. Doesn't have to be anything. You can take it as it applies. And for you clutching this, whatever this is, it's going to come to you as a surprise. You're going to find out in a very surprising way what this is. I would be, for example, this is being recorded March 9th of 2026, and we've got significant, I think, Uranus transit, again, some other motion coming up. I'll have to look that up, but I don't know. Maybe if I can remember, I'll pin it to the content, the contract, I almost said. Content of the contract. Oof. Somebody's in trouble. Okay, but because you're finding out anyway, and maybe this is going to be exactly the last thing that you need to know, that maybe you've got all your ducks in a row, but this is where you take the next logical action. All right, let's see what happens after that surprise, Holy Spirit. Yeah, because somebody's trying to avoid the tower is what they're trying to do, but you're coming in to bring it down. The Page of Cups to the tower in reverse. It's like they tried to take something from you, and you saved yourself by jumping out a window, metaphorically speaking. But they're now going to have to jump out of their own tower window too. They did something weird. Ships are significant. Somebody's ships are sinking. This boat is sinking. This boat is sinking. Somebody's name could be Annie or Anna. Lennox could be significant. Somebody could own a lot of Lennox home goods or kitchen goods or something about the good kitchen. Somebody wants to pretend to be a good kitchen witch, but they are not. They're bad people, and they're just whenever you have to see anything like this come up in a reading, I just want you guys to remember this. It's just, I'm not asking you to feel sorry for this people. I'm just trying to explain to you that there are people that those are not your people. You don't need to be around those kinds of people. Um, they need to stay with their own kind. Frosted lucky charm. Somebody's Irish. Okay, let's see. When Irish eyes are smiling. Somebody's name is Marie. All right. Okay, yeah, you avoided oh, yeah. Somebody who's in a false kind of marriage or in a false kind of relationship. Somebody was trying to withhold the truth about something. Remember, I told you that there's no love here. But I got a couple of people that should be like a working pair. Somebody was working together and had an affair. Somebody had an affair with somebody that they were working with. Okay. That's just, these people are low. Like, you don't need to be with low lives. You need to love yourself enough to remember um, people of that kind, of this kind, what you're seeing here, are not for you. If you're a high vibrational, good person with a good moral compass, I'm not saying you have to be perfect, you guys, but I'm saying that you work with the light. You're not trying to hurt anybody, quick to apologize and quicker to help a person in need. Somebody left you out in the cold and kind of left you to the wolves, and, things may have happened. All right, let's see. Clarify. Yeah, and it's over, baby. And it is over. Now, this cycle, the only additional information that would come out about it would be whatever this Page of Cups is bringing to you. And it has to do with something that was stolen from you. I mean, you could have to, if that object or that jewelry or that vehicle, whatever it is, even if it's like a whole wardrobe, if it's, been disappeared, and it's really very difficult actually to get rid of a VIN number. I mean, you could hide it, but that VIN number would have been destroyed somewhere. Okay, I had an ex-boyfriend that worked in auto body and all of that. And we had conversations about these things, like what people could do. I mean, it's quite difficult to do, and especially if it's like an artifact, or let's say we're talking about a Model T or just an early model vehicle. It's very actually difficult to do because the fewer there are, the harder it gets, and the more obvious it becomes. There aren't too many. You guys have to, whatever this is, whether it's like jewelry or a vehicle or a piece of art, whatever, you have to kind of do like, I've got all of mine in an entire file, and that file, I have it and somebody else has it, and multiple people have it now because everything is time stamped, and everything that happened in between. But you have to understand, like, these people are the swamp, okay? And you leave them there. You don't go trying to rescue them, or if they try to, King of Cups, you in reverse. Let me explain. You don't listen to the splaining. They have to make it right. That's why all of your documentation, whatever it is, that's what's going to go with you to court, or you've already got an attorney that has everything. A Honda Accord is significant. I don't know whether okay, a Honda Accord. All right, summarize this, please. And we're just going to get a couple omens. To all believers, there's something coming here. The curtain is about to be pulled back on whoever the person is who perpetrated the greater of the crimes here. And we have the Knight of, oh, I almost said the Knight of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So somebody just either doesn't know, or, oh, can you believe me? And right at I said Knight of Pentacles, and there he is at the bottom of the deck. There's somebody that's going to try to take action towards you. Somebody could be losing their ass in a business. Remember that this Knight of Pentacles, he's like, God his fields and his crops and everything about him, but he's actually doing nothing to make it work. This could be somebody who could be coming in falsely to say, you don't need to be a Nine of Pentacles anymore, my love, my dove, my everything. And this person could have already gotten wind, or, high cross watcher, I guess, or knows, or you've already started some action. This person could be wanting to come in and love bomb you a little bit more to see if you're stupid because they know you're going to sue them. And I don't think it's with the Knight of Pentacles, it's really not about the money. It's about the action. This could be a person like if you, I don't know, you might have a Pacer login or something like that. You might find that this person has curiously been in a whole lot of freaking lawsuits. Why is their name in lawsuits over and over and we're not talking about some traffic ticket shit. We're talking about lawsuits. Them versus so and so versus them versus this person versus that. This whole financial group is against them. Somebody's hiding shit over here. Somebody's trying to quiet title. Somebody's trying to do the domestic violence allegations on a bunch of people, and you were the one that actually had hands put on you. I want you to remember this right now, March 9th or on birthday. You can't unbirthday and unknow what you know. All right? What this person is afraid of most, this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, is for you to drag them into court and to embarrass the living shit out of them. Which I don't have a problem with that. I mean, right? We all get our cheeks hot for a moment in any situation, but right is right. And you got to stand on the right side of the law and you've got to follow the trajectory to becoming whole, whether I don't know, there's something about $6,000 here. Like maybe somebody's going to have to pay you between $6,000 and $10,000. Somebody's going to have to freaking pay you for what they did. And the thing is, I'm going to say this, it's going to have to be worth it for you to accept it if there is some asset, like how if you've got some family heirloom that's a ring, or maybe it is a vehicle, how do you replace that? Money doesn't make it better. So, how much does the court see as making you whole? Well, especially if it's vintage and heirloom or something irreplaceable because a dead person, left this to you and it's a family artifact or something that was of extreme emotional value to you, that's a different story. But what this person doesn't want is you talking, baby. They want you to shut up. Okay. But what you don't do is shut up. And I'm going to always say that to you. Which card did I say we had one too many of? It was the Three of Wands, right? Yeah. Let me set that there so that I can figure out what's going on with this deck. I've had a few curious things happen here, but nothing too crazy during the retrograde. I mean, just watch yourselves. I did say yesterday or the day before, I had to go on a trip, so now I can't remember exactly. But, use multi-factor authentication because somebody's trying to hack you. Make sure that you are using your cell phone, for everything. Make sure that you've got that level of authentication so that nobody can get into any of your accounts. But let's get you some omens and see what this is. Well, first, let's get. Oh, yeah, look I didn't even have to shuffle them. We've got the Sun in Madame Endora's deck and the Golem. A close friend acts on your behalf. Your perseverance is rewarded. So this Golem is that Emperor who's going to help you. I don't know if they're going to help you get this artifact back, but that could be, like a mediator, or it could even be a judge, a district judge. Somebody's name is George. Somebody's name is George is significant here. Could be Jorge. All right, let's see. You're going to get help. You may already know who this person is, or this is going to manifest sooner rather than later. Okay. Yeah. Look at somebody's just trying to avoid the hellfire and the brimstone. Somebody's shit is burning down. They did this to themselves. So it says misfortune here. They're trying to avoid it, but they can't. There's a man who wears a suit, or I don't know, look at that. Yeah. He thinks somehow he's Superman. He's going to jump out this way and fly up to the sky. No, bitch, you're falling. It's just that the card is in reverse. All right, let's see. What goes up must come down sooner or later. Yeah, and look at this flies over there. There's 3 men. There's the 3 people again. That 3 cups that I said 3 women could be 3 men, or there are 3 women and 3 men. This could be like a few married couples working against you. I'm going to leave it here. Don't worry about it because let the legal system worry about it. That's what the wheels of justice move slow, but when they start turning, ain't no stopping them. Okay, so they just keep going to conclusion. A docket is significant. I'm telling you, do some research on this person and you will find, okay, don't spend too much time on it. Let your attorney do that. But or maybe your attorney already told you, this is a corrupt individual. This person is, could possibly already be investigated by the IRS, or like their assets are too great and it doesn't match, like what their work or their career, would bring in. And we have somebody at the bottom of the deck has lost their mother. My condolences to you, or a grandmother figure. In the reverse there, so that person is no longer here. Somebody's name is Tina. All right, and we've got, wow, such a small font. Somebody's got a small font. Okay, so we sorry. All right, somebody's Gaelic. Okay, so we've got here, look at that joyfulness. Isn't that the 3 again? I'm telling you. There are multiple married couples, possibly 3 brothers and their 3 wives that are working against you. And they ain't none too happy, okay? Ain't none too happy. Well, honey, when it all comes crashing, drugs. Somebody could be a freaking drug dealer. Somebody could be into moving drugs like that. Didn't we? We had the 8 of Wands going up and coming down, going up and woohoo. Oh. Yeah. All right. Somebody's a remote viewer here. You already know what you've seen or you saw, or, you're one of those. All right. Let's see. Uh-huh. Yeah. Look at waiting. You're not waiting for shit. You're like, okay, I don't deal with trash people. I don't deal with the trash problems. Y'all are criminals. You stole my crap. You're going to have to give it back to me or pay me. And I have to decide if this is going to be worth it. But it is going to go through the court system and everybody's going to know your name. Again, there's something very significant. Bottom of the deck, we still have this woman. We're going to put the dead woman here so that she doesn't keep coming out. She's associated with them. That's why it keeps coming out. So this woman is somebody who's on the other side helping you. Somebody, the color yellow is significant here. Yellow and red could be significant here. This is, she's holding a book in her hand. This is an educated person. She also has her foot on something that, instead of it looking like a little pedestal, like this is a person who's elevated in some way. She looks kind of Asian to me. This whole scene is very Asian with the old woman. This could be an old Asian woman. This reminds me of somebody who appears to me like, she's appeared to me like, I think 4 times we recorded. Yeah, because of fist. Yeah, fist. Somebody hurt you. But this person, okay, if you know, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she does belong over here. All right, that's what I'm supposed to say. All right, let's see. You're not waiting anymore because you are gone fishing or you're kayaking. I don't know. Chen Kai-shek is significant here. All right. Lilliput is significant. Lilliput. Lilliput. The Lilliputians are significant. The Rosicrucians are significant. All right, there's roses right there. Lilliput. Lilliput. Somebody could be Elizabeth. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'm going to let them talk for a minute. Yeah. Because you're like, I'm too young for this. Came out in the challenge. You were waiting. You're like, I'm not going to let myself just age. I've got some exploring to do, and you got some splaining to do to the judicial system. A Juris Doctor is significant here. A doctor could be significant. It's just a doctor of the law. Be careful, my love, because there's the enemy. This bitch and his bullshit. This could be a woman just as easily, but we're going to throw his ass over there because he doesn't belong in this. Yeah, look, we're going to take these right off the top to end it. This person is in deep thought. That moron with the small font. They've run out of hope. There they are, just trying to hang on to it, but they're all alone, like at the top. I don't even know what that is. Esperanza. Yeah, somebody's Italian. Okay. We have money in reverse. They're losing their ass. Well, they're going to have to pay you quite a lot, right? How much did they injure you? Whether it's oh, fuck. Damn. Okay, so we've got this person is in despair, and that is a pew pew that they've got up to their head. Somebody could be feeling like, oh my, this is all, yeah, of course. So what goes up must come down. The apple never rots far from the tree. All right, Mrs. Trunchbull's freaking significant. We got, yeah, look at Fortune. Fortune favors the bold, and you have been very bold and very brave. And you have been very faithful, sweetheart. I'm talking. That's why really felt compelled to give you some scriptures because you are a Christian person, or when I say Christian, you are in alignment, and you can take that as you will. Hang on just a second. Yeah, look it. Well, I'm not going to pull out the vehicles right now. What am I looking for? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's get this. Let's get something for you. I've just got some of my favorite scriptures here. Oh my gosh, I don't even have to shuffle them. We're going to take it right off the top. There you go. Colossians 2:15. February 15th could be significant, somewhere around Valentine's Day. Disarmed, or the second of any month. Disarmed and defeated, and having disarmed the powers and authorities, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. Wow. 1 John 3:8. The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the devil's work. You were used to help bring down some fool, to just teach them a lesson. Huh. Yeah. Let's use Romans 16:20. The God of peace will soon crush Satan under your feet. That's what you were doing. These people could have been into some things. I'm not. We're not going to continue this reading past the hour here. Psalm 105:15 through 17, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. You were come in to speak the word of truth and to be the truth, and to let the divine work through you. Oh, okay. And this one, we're going to keep this one right here. 1 John 4:4. You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. That was a very materialistic person with some very strange ideas about what they were going to do with you. I love you, honey. God bless you. Happy birthday. Happy unbirthday.